Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper.
Thank you, and good evening. I was, of course, well known for producing a big share of the world's corn, but as I look at this event tonight with one candidate after another, it's clear that you're also in the cattle business. But I'm honored to play my part. This past week, like every week for the last 3 years, we have once again been reminded again and again why this campaign is so important. An immoral, unethical, dangerous president continues to divide us, even as families in El Paso and Dayton are mourning their loved ones gunned down in mass shootings, and dozens of others are in the hospital beds recovering from their injuries. We as Democrats might have our differences, but we all know the real opponent. We know who that real opponent is, and we cannot take our eyes off the prize. I also think we would be foolish to think that this will be easy. The fact is, Donald Trump's approval rating is 42 today. At this same point in their presidencies, Ronald Reagan was at 43, Barack Obama was at 44. Now, both of them were reelected, and both of them, or neither of them, had an economy as strong as what we have today. So we need to build a strong case to beat Donald Trump. Now, as much as we hate all his divisive, racist assaults on our values, that's not going to be enough to win. And much as we are embarrassed and ashamed by his incoherent behavior on the world stage, insulting our allies, embracing our enemies, breaking all of our agreements, that's not enough to win either. And it's not nearly enough to point out his sickening, pathetic narcissism and misogyny. His voters don't care about it. They elected him because he promised he was going to bring back an economy that had worked for them. It was a lie, of course, but they believed him. Now, my plan to beat Donald Trump is to start by looking at our history. And I would like to point out one important fact. No sitting senator has ever beaten an incumbent president. Go backwards from Clinton to Reagan to Carter to Roosevelt to Woodrow Wilson, all former governors who defeated incumbent presidents. Just want to make that point clear. Governors are closer to the people. We balance every budget every year and we get things done. As governor of Colorado, we passed the country's first methane regulations to fight climate change. We passed universal background checks and limits on the size of magazines. We achieved near universal health care and expanded reproductive rights, in the process reducing unintended pregnancy by 54%. And we created the #1 economy in the country. In each case, we created a template that could be easily modified into national policy. Now, none of the others running for president have done any of that. They are proposing Medicare for all, a plan that might cost trillions of dollars, a Green New Deal that would guarantee a federal job for everyone, and in some cases, they advocate for border policies that would play right into the hands of President Trump. Now, meanwhile, this president lurches from one crisis to another. His tariff wars have cost American farmers billions of dollars. He's already had to ask taxpayers for a $28 billion bailout. Trump's tariffs are essentially a tax that will cost working families over $1,000 annually in higher prices. Tariff wars are for losers. Trump's tax cuts enriched people with boats and second homes, but they have done nothing for working families who live check to check. He has done nothing to lower health care costs, and in fact, just wants to take it away and replace it with what? With nothing. What we should be doing is raising wages, addressing the high cost of health care, tackling climate change head on, taking on immigration, and keeping guns out of the hands of dangerous people. But if we're going to win back states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, we need a candidate that has a vision and a record, who has created jobs and knows how to do it. I am the only candidate that has created jobs and made a payroll in small business and dramatically expanded our economy in the entire state of Colorado as a governor. This is a record of achievement, And I believe that will be required to beat Donald Trump in 2020. I got the job done in Colorado, and I would be honored to do it again for America. Thank you.